to the Angel Mystic podcast. I am super excited you are listening because this is where spiritually open minds can come together to explore the wonders of angels, spiritual connections, and the art of manifesting. Hosted by me, Amanda Tooke, the Angel Mystic, your spiritual midwife to help you on your journey to a fulfilling and happy life. You may have seen me on ITV, Channel 4, or even in Fate and Fortune magazine. In each episode, we will delve into the mystical world of angels, offering you insights, guidance, practical tools to deepen your connection with the upstairs so that you can find inner peace, happiness, joy, and create the life that you want. Tune in for weekly, fun conversations, transformational insights that will elevate your spiritual journey and awaken your inner mystic. Please hit subscribe now as we embark on a transformational adventure with the Angel Mystic podcast. Hello, this is the Angel Mystic podcast, and we're here today to talk about something that might be a little bit triggering. It might push your buttons in some sorts of way because it's called about why you haven't won the lottery yet. So, hello if you've been here a while, and welcome also if you are new. Either way, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're going to enjoy what I've got to share about winning the lottery. There's so many different avenues I want to go down with this. And my intention of it all is to give you some clarity around how you might be blocking yourself in attracting more abundance into your life. So before we go any further, I want to be really clear. This is not about telling you that you should or should not play the lottery. This is not about logic and odds and probability. None of that. It might even trigger you. Before I say anything else, I do want to let you know what's going on at Angel HQ in January 2026, because we've had already a great start. We've already done the goal setting event, which is part of Spiritual Versity. But if you feel like you've got FOMO and you're missing out, you can actually still get the replay when you log in to Spiritual Versity. If you want to become part of Spiritual Versity, it's £20 at the moment for the whole year, but the prices are going up to £25 at the end of January. There is a class happening on the 13th of January, and it's all about understanding how your angel cards can give you clarity for the rest of the year. There is also a sale going on at the moment, so head over to the show notes. You will find all the links. You can get up to 50% off certain items at the moment to help you on your journey. So let's delve into this episode, which is more about energy and readiness to receive. So I hear all the time, and I need to say as well that I never will work with anyone if they say to me they just want to win the lottery, and I can't let them see it in a different light, because that is such a blocking way of receiving abundance. So what I mean is, when we are thinking about the lottery, we are often doing the job of the universe. We're doing the how. We're thinking about what we want. Maybe it's a holiday. Maybe it's a new home. Maybe it's a car. I don't know. It's something expensive. And you think the only way that can come to you is if you win the lottery. So then you're like, well, I just want to win the lottery because that's going to just solve all my problems. And the fact is, it's never about the money. Never, ever about the money. It is, if you're thinking that the lottery is going to fix your life, it's not. And it's probably never going to happen. So it's not about the money. It's what you're going to do with the money. And if you're thinking the only way that you can get those things that you want is by the lottery, you are blocking so many other ways that abundance can come to you. And if money truly arrived randomly with no energetic work behind it, no clearing your beliefs and all of that, just sudden wealth just came to you, far more people would be rich and they would keep hold of the money. And that's not what we see. We quite often see people that do get big windfalls lose it again as well. So today I want to explore with you how you can attract really what it is that you want. And let's go deeper with that, because the illusion that we have around wanting that money versus being able to hold on to it can really stop it staying in your life. I've got the angels tickling my nose again. They always do this when I start getting into some good stuff. But most people think they want the money, but they can't tell us what they're going to do with the money. I mean, could you list, if you were going to win millions, could you list how you're going to allocate that money, how you're going to spend that money? What they really want is they want fixing. And they believe that money will fix whatever it is that they want. And that isn't always true. But when we dig deeper, maybe what people want when they want big windfalls is safety. Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's relief. Maybe it's a rest. Maybe it's validation. Going much deeper than the surface stuff of the new car, the holiday, the house. Maybe it's a sense that everything will be okay. And the universe doesn't respond to, oh, Mrs. Jones, she wants a new car. Tom down the road, he wants a new house. It doesn't respond to that. It responds to your desire, your vibration. And it also takes into the fact of your capacity to hold that energy, your capacity to receive. That money amplifies the energy. And money doesn't soften you, it magnetizes you, it magnifies you, it makes you brighter. If money arrived in your life right now, would it amplify your nervous system, your patterns, your beliefs, your fears, your self-identity? It would. You know, if a nice person gets more money, they become an even nicer person. It's not going to change the personality in that way. They're just going to still be a nice person. If they're not a nice person, they get more money, that's not going to change them either. We're talking deeper than the surface level stuff. This is why so many people do receive sudden bursts of wealth and then they experience anxiety, guilt, isolation, sabotage goes on because their internal capacity to hold that didn't arrive in the right order. You need to be ready to receive that abundance of wealth way before it comes to you. So this is why the internal work is so important. And money really only highlights what's not resolved. So for me, I always think of money as neutral. It's not negative, it's not positive, it holds no power, yet we give it so much power. But it really turns up the volume of what's already within you, what's already there. And if underneath all of that, that desire for money sits with fear of maybe being judged, of loss. I mean, if you had a lot of money, what would you lose? People are often worried they'd lose family, they'd lose friends, they'd outgrow people. There's a fear of responsibility. How will you deal with all of that money? How will you deal with the taxes? This can block you because the money will shine the spotlight on them. It'll make all these problems brighter to you. For many people that end up having a lot of money, it can make them stand out. It can make them be different, be judged. I know as a child, I grew up in a family where there was a lot of money. And you were or I was very different. I can only speak for myself, very different from all my friends at school. It made me stand out. And I had a belief for a long time that money was never going to make me happy. We can feel unsafe. We can feel like we're losing connection. All of this needs to be explored if you want to win the lottery or indeed have money come to you in so many other ways. In fact, I could do a whole podcast, and maybe I will, of all the different ways that money could come to you that isn't winning the lottery. If you would like me to do that, let me know. But all of this is not conscious, but it is energetic. And the energetic work is so important when we're manifesting. And no amount of, cutting and sticking on your vision board, writing all those amazing things that you want is going to make it happen if you haven't done the inner work. If you haven't got a belief system and your energy is like in alignment with all those things. Your nervous system is probably one of the most important parts of your manifestations. You've got to feel safe with the amount of money that you're asking for. Otherwise, you're going to feel threatened. And if you feel threatened, you're not going to manifest it. It's not going to be exciting anymore, is it? Sudden wealth also can mean sudden decisions, attention, responsibility, visibility. These are all things, again, you need to think about. And if your body associates those things with overwhelm, then it's going to keep you small and you are not going to attract that money that you want. That wealth is going to stay away because this is not really self-sabotage. It's more self-protection. So before the big money can arrive, your nervous system has to know how it can cope with all of that, so it can feel steady, so it can feel supported. And this means doing the inner work before you go and buy the lottery ticket. Or indeed before you order what it is that you want from the universe, because there's so many other ways it can come to you. Here's a question I want you to sit with for a moment. Who would you have to become if you suddenly had more money than you've ever had before? This is not the question of what would you buy, not where would you go. Who would you be? Who would you be with all that money? Would you feel confident? Would you feel visible? Would you feel worthy? Would you feel calm? Would you feel exposed, guilty, unsure of how to be you anymore? Money doesn't come, or money does not arrive to the old identity. It arrived to the version of you that you are becoming, the version of you that can naturally attract that at that level. The version of you has to be a match to that money coming in. And this is why wealth expansion is a new identity that has to be taken on board first. And the financial abundance arrives second. You've got to be that person. How would they feel? What would they do? Where would you go? How would you walk? How would you spend your time? These are all things that you can explore in your journal. And manifestations is often there's a sense of frustration around it. I've been trying for so long, done my affirmations for a whole of a month, and I've still not manifested that lottery win or whatever it is that you want. And often we can think that that's been denied to us. And it just shows that we've got more preparation work to do. There are times when we are not receiving what we want yet. And that is the universe saying to us in a loving way, it's too early. You could collapse everything you have if you are not ready. That money arrives before that readiness happens. You're going to lose it fast. But if that money arrives when you are totally ready, when you are in alignment, it stays with you. So the real work comes before the win. If you've ever thought, like, why haven't I won it yet? Why not me? Why did they win it down the road? What am I doing wrong? I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. You're not blocked. You're not unworthy. You are in the phase of expansion. And expansion asks for you to work on your nervous system safely, on your emotional maturity, on self-trust, on clear boundaries, on the ability to receive without feeling guilty, the ability to enjoy what you want without the fear. This is the unseen work that happens before something big lands. So instead of asking, why haven't I won the lottery yet? Try asking, what version of me is being prepared right now? What capacity am I in? What am I building? What are my beliefs about money? And use it as a place to explore and get to know yourself better. To ease yourself into this new place so you can start living as somebody who feels safe with overflow, safe with abundance, safe with more than enough. Wealth doesn't start with numbers. It begins with regulation, identity, and trust. So I really hope this episode has resonated with you today and made you think a little bit more about why you haven't won the lottery, if that was one of your goals. And spend some time noticing what's come up for you in this podcast and where you can do that work. It's not about fixing, it's not about judging, it's about noticing. Because what you notice holds the answers. And if you want more support with this, if you want help with your spiritual growth, with your manifestations, my one-to-one coaching might be the answer for you. Drop us an email and we'll see if we're a good fit. But you're not being denied, you're being prepared. If this has been helpful for you, please rate, review, subscribe, and share. And now we are going to do the Angelic Insights for the coming week. Now, this will be for, let's have a look. This will be for the 12th to the 18th of January. Here's what the angels want us to know. Four, five, six, seven. Okay, these cards, if there's one message this week, I'm going to be really drawn to the card on Friday because it's standing proud from the rest of the cards laid out, and it's the health card. So make the priority this week your health, whether that's early nights, going for a walk, drinking more water, changing your diet. I don't know, but you know what you need to do. Just make sure that that is your priority this week. We're starting the week with the nature card. The nature card is a reminder that often people really enjoy connecting more in nature. And if that isn't something that you've tried yet, take yourself outdoors, give it a go. You know, it isn't about just connecting with the trees, it's about connecting with the whole environment that you're in. It could be the elementals, it could be your angels, it could be spirit. I always think the wind reminds me of spirit. You know, wind is actually my favorite weather, not wild, gales or anything like that, but I really do like it when it's like a quite a nice amount of just air running around you. I just love that feeling because it reminds me of spirit. We can't see spirit often, but we can always feel it. And it's the same with the wind when you stood out there and the air is just flowing around you. I love that. So find your ways to connect on Monday. That is the message. Spend some time outside, find a way to connect. Tuesday is the trust card. Do you know what? So many people do this so badly. They are not trusting what they're receiving from the angels, from the guides, from their loved ones in spirit. And they are giving their power away by thinking, I need to go and get a reading. I need to go and see someone about this. You just trust, 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 trust. It is the key to your development. And also, if you're worrying about money, we've got pound coins on this card, coins, gold coins. The abundance is there for you, but you do have to trust. On Wednesday, it is the meditation card. The meditation card, of course, is really about connection. Meditation it's about, for me, and I can only really speak for me, it's about receiving. I think when we go into prayer, prayer is about talking, meditation is about receiving, it's about being still, it's about being quiet, it's about seeing what comes through. Now, if sitting cross-legged and umming is not your thing, there's so many other ways to meditate. Try a new way to meditate so that you can receive the guidance that wants to come to you on Wednesday. Thursday, we had trust on Tuesday. On Thursday, we've got truth. And you need to actually believe what you are receiving. In fact, there's a bit of a theme here over the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Believe what you are receiving because it is the truth. It is the truth. And I also want to say on this card, don't be bothered what other people think. That is also the message that I'm getting on the card for Thursday. Friday, as I hinted before, is the health card. So do make sure that you're prioritizing that on Friday. You will know what to do because you should have been doing it all week. On Saturday, we've got the safety card. If you do not ground and protect every day, you are doing yourself an injustice. It is the one thing that I teach everyone, whether they're working with me to learn how to manifest or whether they're wanting to spiritually develop. It's the first thing that you do. There's many, many reasons why. If I haven't done a podcast on it, I need to do a podcast on it because it's massive. But it is the one thing that people say to me, this has made a huge difference to my life. Even if you don't meditate, even if you don't do anything else, if you absolutely just ground and protect every day, you're going to feel so much different. If you don't know how to do it, you can join Spiritual Versity, £20 for the whole year, and there's a brilliant grounding and protection meditation in there. If you're in any of my other programs, there'll be a different version for you available within that because there's so many different ways that you can do that. But make sure that you are being protected about other people's energy because it is going to drain you. And on Sunday, it's the release card. So what do you need to let go of that's been bothering you this week so you're not taking it in to the new week? That's the message. That's our cards for the week. In terms of signs, look out for coins. It's like the angels playing the abundance game. Look out for synchronicities, particularly numbers on the clock, and look out for little white feathers. That's your messages for this week. Have a lovely week. Don't forget to go and check out what's available for you in show notes. I will see you again really soon. Bye for now. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If so, please hit follow and share my message by sharing with your friends. It would be amazing if you can leave a review. All this will help, and it activates the universal law of the more you give, the more you receive. So it's a win-win. You can find more good stuff between episodes over on social media. Just search The Angel Mystic on Facebook, Instagram or TikTok, or check out the links in the show notes. I'd love for you to connect more over in my free group in Abundance Manifesting, all on Facebook. I hope to see you there.